What's happening, YouTube? I'm Transient, and welcome to my channel. As always, we are playing Watcher of Realms. Guys, I hope you're well. I haven't made a video for a few days now because I've been extremely busy. Why? Because I've got a new job. And that new job, we are currently in the proverbial mud due to a whole backlog of stuff which has now been handed over to me. So I've been extremely busy. And the problem with being extremely busy at work is your home life starts to slip in terms of things that you have to do at home. So I haven't really had much time to make videos. Of course, I've been playing because the Siege of Tyre is open, and that's an awesome event. But that's not why I'm talking to you today. The reason I'm talking to you today is because this weekend coming is the exclusive lucky pick, which means we get to pick from the limited heroes. So I thought I'd give you quickly my 2 cents, not to tell you who to summon, but just to basically say who are probably the most important ones. Right, so let's assume that you don't know anything about this game. We'll just start there. And I'm just going to list them. So these are the limited heroes in the game, and there are 12 of them. Are there 12? Well, let's count. So we've got Falcia, Captain Reeve, Lust, Dahlia, Anora, Gwendolyn, Moradin, Diao Chan, Akira, Wukong, Kigiri, and Lady Mina. Now, Lady Mina is not available due to the fact that she is a limited, and only gets run during the Dracula event, so we can take her out. Okay, so those are the limiteds that we've got. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go through very quickly the ones where it's not even really worth wasting your time. That's not to say they aren't useful or anything like that, but in reality, unless the other ones are at their their peak awakening, I think you can pretty much skip these ones. So first of all, we have let's see what's the best way to do it. If I do, there we go. I know what we'll do. We'll do it via the gallery. Let's go. Okay, so we will go with let's start with defenders. So Captain Reeve, I actually don't have him. I wouldn't mind having him, but when it comes down to it, he's a very cool tank, and he's got some mechanics for like slowing and this and that. I'm not going to get into too much detail. There is nothing about him that is absolutely fundamental for you to get. He's not going to be game breaking for any piece of the content, and he's not like Kagrim and just immune to death. So if you have Kagrim for any reason, or pretty much even broke here, it's fine. You don't need Captain Reeve. So we skip Captain Reeve. Okay, next. Then let's go to where is she? Lust. Absolutely, she used to be absolutely amazing. Back in the days when we had less fighters in the game, and when Nightmare Faction was absolutely king, she was the facilitator. She would do huge damage herself, but she would facilitate a massive increase in damage to her allies. But she's been power crept beyond belief. Whether she gets a buff, I don't know. I wouldn't even know how you could buff her, but yeah. So Lust, great hero, but no, we can skip her. Next, who are we going to skip again? We will skip where is she? Dahlia. Dahlia is cool. Her range is a bit quirky, and she did find for a brief moment some play in that codex level 2 type thing, the extended codex, where she did get a lot of play, but then whatever bug that was in her system that was allowing her to be very useful, they kind of fixed it. So I'm sure there will be some content later on where she will appear, and to be honest, she still can be used in very specific places. Like for example, if you're trying to do AMR, I don't know, what 20 and so on and so forth, 2022, she can get some play. So it's not like she's completely useless, but she's not going to be used that often. So you can skip her. Then we have. Where is she? Okay, I need to go quicker than this. Falcia, yeah, she's cool. Nice thing about physical and magic damage swords, but yeah, she doesn't really get used nowhere near enough damage. Waste of time. Let's not bother with her. And then the last one, and this one's a bit weird because she's actually really good. Where is she? Honora is brilliant. Huge amounts of damage. It's not that she's necessarily being power crept, it's more that she's kind of limited by the fact that if you get her and you do not have Ymera, you don't have her at her full power. Almost similar to the way that you don't have, but not quite to that extent, but you don't have Silas's full power until you get, what's the name? Vienna. So with Gwendolyn, unless you have Ymera, who is a lot harder to get since he's ancient, you don't really have her full power. If you do, yeah, she's great. Not used as often and in as many places, especially since you got people like Rosalia coming into the game, and Beatrix, and what's her name? Valise. So who they are just like ridiculous. But she is still a brilliant hero. But you can skip her. So, who does that leave? That leaves Gwendolyn, Moradin, Diao Chen, Akira, Wukong, and Kagiri. Which kind of is pretty much always the way. So, the only changes to what would normally be there is Gwendolyn and Akira. So, I'll go quickly and mention Akira. So, where is she? Akira. The most recent limited we had, so I'm assuming most people will have her, which is why I'm going to put her at the bottom. However, if you wanted to get her A1, she would get a lot of play in Matrix. Her A1 is, when the Phantom is deployed, it immediately enters core release. Yeah, but that helps her in Matrix, and she can be useful, especially now with everyone, well, not everyone, a lot more people will have the Lord of the Northerners, Rivenhold, who basically now can provide cleansing as well. So she can be very, very useful. But I'm assuming most people have her at least A0. So if you have her A0 but do not have some of these others, then you can probably skip her too. Okay, then, where did we go? We have the next one. And he is... Where are you? Where? Oh, I'm in the wrong place. Here we go. There he is, Moradin. Moradin is awesome. Awesome. Best place he gets a lot of play in is Abyss. So if you're trying to push Abyss, and you have maybe you're trying to use either a Nightmare or probably an SO team, but maybe not less an SO team, because if you've got an SO team, you're most likely trying to be doing the Poison trio. But still, you can still make some play. But yeah, he's useful there. Plus, there's a strategy for Marix Hall's Mossy Quartz, where if you have what is her name? My god, my brain sometimes just literally stops working. Hold on. Where is she? Nerissa, there we go. If you have Nerissa, place Moradin down first, then Nerissa, then she gives him her buff, and then you can move him to lane 1, and he does a good job. But other than that, he's not immediately plug and play like a lot of other heroes, but he is good. So if you haven't got him but you've got all the rest of them, maybe you could get him, but you don't really need him. So okay, so what did that leave? It leaves the usual. It leaves Kagiri, it leaves Wukong, it leaves Diao Chan, but then it also leaves Gwendolyn. So, Wukong is brilliant. He's just... Actually, yeah, that's who we'll start with. We'll start with Wukong. Wukong is brilliant, absolutely amazing. Huge amounts of damage, single target monster, but he is falling off in a lot of places. Not because he's not powerful enough, he still does huge amounts of damage, but in some of the more interesting places, for example, in single target arena, he's no longer meta. He's still useful, obviously, if you're in campaign and all that kind of stuff, and obviously if you're trying to push Abyss. He can be used, obviously, in Matrix as a tank, but there's new teams where he isn't. So if you have him A3, if you have him close to A5, then perhaps, and you're still trying to push. But if you've already got, let's say, you're already in Matrix and you're getting a decent score and you don't have Wukong, one, that would be surprising because you would have been playing it for long enough to have got Wukong already. And two, yeah, it's just, I don't know. So realistically, most people who play this game will be looking to decide if they're going to want to get Wukong Awakenings. So you got Wukong A3 and Wukong A5. A5 is when his damage goes to new levels. And if you're, let's say, A3 or A4, it could be a good choice to go for him just to get to the A5, and then you can know that Wukong is there when necessary, and for example, bosses to do huge bits of damage. But in terms of, is he absolutely necessary? Would he be at the top of the list? No. So, but he is definitely one of the better options. If you had to have a top 3, I would say he is maybe number 4 at the moment. Number 4. Okay, then I would say Gwendolyn. Gwendolyn has now got a resurgence. This woman literally had got no play for ages. She was literally one of the first limiteds to come out. In fact, was she the first limited? And then she didn't get no love again until, what, 5 months ago when she got a buff. Probably it was just before Rivenhold, actually. And then it was around Christmas. She got a buff which made her viable. And now she is actually very, very good. And her A1 is pretty good. When Frigid Flurry is triggered, deals damage to 2 more targets and increases vulnerability, physical damage, to 20%. Then her A2 is 1200, but then her A3 is, when taking fatal damage, gains unyielding for 5 seconds. During this period, all allies in basic attack range restore 10% of their max HP per second. This effect can be triggered up to 1 time per battle. That's a pretty cool awakening. So if you can get that, that's very good. Then she gets another one, 1200 at A4. And finally, at A5, it's enhanced. The Icy Shell is triggered, permanently increases max HP by 10%, stacking up to 30 times. A 30% increase in HP. So yeah, she becomes very, very tanky and very, very good sustain. So yeah, she's very cool. She also gets a lot of play now in Gear Dungeon 3, also in Matrix. So yeah, Gwendolyn is definitely worth having. I would say she would be next on the list, which would then leave the only 2 outstanding would be Wukong and Diao Chan. Wukong, he is now Wukong is absolutely amazing. His A5, his A3 and A5 are brilliant, huge amounts of damage. A3 specifically, and did I just say Wukong or did I say Kagiri? I meant Kagiri. My apologies. Kagiri is brilliant, and he's still quite possibly my favorite hero in terms of looks. He's just cool. Very good. Huge amounts of damage, but he's also meta in now Gear Dungeon 3 because of his dispels. So he is absolutely brilliant. So if you need help and you don't have that many dispellers, one, you would probably need them then for Titanic runes, because you need a dispeller there. And if you need to push for Abyss, and obviously Gear Dungeon 3. So Kagiri is quite possibly the best choice as always, and also because he has never had a rerun of his own. And the only limited you should pick over him from this list is, as always, Diao-chan. And that's only if you have her A0 or you don't have her at all, because you want to get her A1, which is increases her attack range, and then you want to get her A3. Under the effect of Thorned Rose, increases damage reduction from Serenade of Hope by 5%, and Song of Sorrow can affect one more target. And she's great. Diao-chan is awesome. And then maybe, although it's not absolutely necessary, if you get it to A5, when switching to Serenade of Hope, applies 500% attack-based healing to allies in range, and when switching to the Song of Sorrow, applies rage regen to allies in range. The trigger interval for each effect is 30 seconds. Now this will get a lot less play, mainly because once you switch Diao-chan to Song of Sorrow, you don't switch her back. But yeah, so guys, that is it. I'm not specifically telling you who you have to choose out of those. It all depends on what you need and where you are in the game and what pieces of content you're really trying to push. This game, it's like when you play it, I've been playing it for almost 3 years now. I've said it before, it has like a history. So technically there are stages in the game where you don't even need some of these heroes if you technically followed the old meta, if you will. But with all these new heroes who've power crept the game, it makes some of the older content a lot easier to clear, if you know what I mean. So anyway, but that is it, guys. I don't want to waste too much more of your time. Oh my god, how did this get this so long? So yeah, that's it. That's just my thoughts on it. I think realistically it's Diao-chan if you don't have her, or you need to get her to A3. The only one that comes after that is Kagiri. And then after that, I think you just have to choose between Wukong and Gwendolyn. And then after that, it's probably Akira. And that's really it. Because everyone else, not absolutely necessary. Anyway, guys, I'm going to leave that there. As always, whatever you do, do it well. I'm Transient, and I'm out.